Join us this summer for the epic fantasy series Forbidden, coming to Kickstarter. Welcome to the Craze in 10 or less. This is the show where I give it to you in 10 minutes or under, and if I don't, I have to admit, I have to work on it. Anyway, Comic-Cons are upon us. Everybody's excited and everyone's hitting the road. So, when you're planning your event, are you planning on selling units? Do you have a unit goal? Or is there a dollar goal? Or is it none of the above? Is it just about networking? That's the topic of the day. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. Stop acting up. Let's get it. So, where does this topic come from? Glad you asked. Let me tell you. So, the other day I had an interesting conversation with a buddy of mine who shall remain nameless because we don't put people on blast. That's not what we do here on Cast the Craze. That's the other guys. That's not us. So, and the conversation kept getting steered towards units. And this person was adamant. Well, how many units are you planning on selling? Well, how many units do you need to sell? How many units? How many units? How many units? And I was taken aback. I was like, well, dear me. I was a little flabbergasted. I was like, hold on. Slow your roll. Pull the reins on those horses, right? Because I don't approach an event by units, but obviously this person did. Because there's no guarantee. If you base it on a unit goal, what's the determination that you're going to actually make that goal? So when I set out to do a convention, for me, it's always about the return on investment. How much did I invest? What do I need to do to break even? That's just basic fundamentals for me. And so when I had to shut the conversation down by saying, for this event, I need to do this number. And the person was stumped for a second and said, well, where'd you get that number from? And I was like, okay, glad you asked. This is where I'm in my element because I did the math ahead of time. So where did I get that number from? That number was based on a number of things. You get it? Number, play on words. I got the cipher going. Anyway, so it was based on what it cost to print the merchandise, not just books, right? So I happen to have a lot of titles. I have Designated in My Toilet. I have Cosmic Wars. I have Forbidden. I have Cast the Crazies. I have my children's books. Mandy Pandy, Scary Airy, Oogly Booglies, all this stuff, whatever. So the newer stuff is what what it costs to print. So I take the math behind what did it cost me to print this stuff up? How many pinups do I have? What did it cost to print that up? What did it cost to you for the trading card? All that other stuff, right? Then think about your props. Your banner stand, your tablecloth, your fixtures on your table. I think I took all those things into consideration. Then I added the travel, whether it's by car, gas, tolls, the food. Am I staying at a hotel or not? And the one thing I don't put into the equation, which I am going to do going forward to make sure I break even, is my time. How much time did I invest to produce this material, and what do I need to make up for that time? So I came up with a number, a break-even number, right? It's a feel-good number. For this event, which cost me XYZ, I need to make elemental P, right? So, but the person was fixated on units. Well, I want to sell this many units because if I sell this many units, then I'll be able, then I'll feel good. If I go to this event, I sell 25 copies of my book, then I feel good. I'm not looking to just feel good. And I think that's where we need to understand, because independent comics is very challenging, very risky, very taxing on the wallet, right? And we all know that. And so for one of the things, I'll give you a perfect example. We just did PowCon, and it's been a couple of years since I've done an event. And so what I realized is when I was there and I was trying to understand why I didn't move many of my units when it came to product, but I was moving commissions with regards to my skill and talent. So there was a big disparity there, but I took a lot of inventory with me. And it had to do with presentation, right? The message that I was sending to the receiver. So that's the other part of the equation we don't understand, and we somehow miss, right? Because we say we're independents, we're trying to compete, and that's a fact. So if you don't like the word compete, change the channel, because that's a fact. You're trying to compete for dollars. You're trying to compete for somebody's attention. You're trying to compete with the consumer. You're trying to convince that consumer why yours is a better option. Before you pull out that last $5 and put it over there, can you give it to me? So we sometimes fail to understand the impact of presentation. I realized in hindsight, walking away, looking back at PowCon, that my table was too noisy. I sent too many messages. People really didn't understand what the agenda was. I had a big banner that said podcasters, catch the craze, boom, logo, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So they probably thought we were there just promoting the event and interviewing people because it said podcast. So we had a lot of interest from creators there. Then there was a lot of original art on the table, from sketch cards to canvas art to wood art, all original art. Then we had a fixture with books. And so people didn't really understand, are you an artist, are you a podcaster, are you a publisher, what are you? And that was my takeaway. So I realized that my revenue stream was directly impacted by my inability to send a clear message to the consumer. So they moved on. She keeps on passing me by. So I was like, what's happening here? So in order for me to break even, I need to make sure that my message is clear. So I really worked on behind the scenes of what my message is going to be at ZoloCon, which is the next event. So that's another thing. So it's just not, you can't just have a goal. You also have to have a voice. And your voice sometimes is your message. It's the images that you have on display. It's what you're saying to the audience. How are you attracting them over? So if you're going to have a unit goal, how are you going to, the how part is always the part that's missing. Well, I'm going to hustle. Okay, everybody else is hustling. You can't say your hustle is going to be greater than that guy, because if you ever been to Artist Alley, you know, the majority of the cats, especially day one, are standing up. The majority of the cats are like, you know, they're trying to get, you know, it starts changing as if it's a 3-day event, you'll see by Sunday people are sitting down, whatever, you know, drawing, eating, talking, because they burn out. But the majority, everyone's hustling. Everyone has their game face on. Everyone's ready to rock. So the hustle has to be different. You know, so I think however you approach it, have the why and the how. Why did you choose units? How are you going to move those units? Why did you choose a dollar amount, and how are you going to make that money? Right? Because you have to have a plan before, during, and after. Right? So the before is critical. It's the communication part. It's the networking part. It's the marketing part. It's the social media part. It's all the things that you have to do in the beginning to let the people know in the state that you're going to. They don't even know who you are. I'm coming to your state. Here's what I'm about. This is my agenda. Come see me. Right? Then when you get there, you have to make sure that the message you send before is in line with the message that you're sending during. So if you were promoting the fact that, let's say, for instance, that you have an all ages comic book, fun, friendly comic book, and you're promoting that on social media, and you're going on podcasts, and you're doing everything in your power to try to get the word out that you're going to go to this event. Then when you get there, what you have on the table is total opposite. You have on the corner of your table the book, but the rest of your table you have pinups of half naked girls and all this other stuff, and so now people are confused. Where's that book? This is. Are you that guy? I don't know. So the message has to be clear, especially when you're at the event. So one of the things I've landed on is if I'm gonna be at an event as a podcaster because the event said, hey, we'd like you to come cover our event, do some interviews with specific people, and we're going to set you up, then that's the agenda. Then the whole setup's going to be about podcasting. The banner, we'll have the equipment, the whole bit. But if I'm there in Artist Alley, the whole goal is to really push what I've created and make sure that the message is singular, because the message has to be directly in line with the mission, and your mission is to break even or make a profit. At this state of the game, I'm looking just to break even, recoup what I spent, and I'll feel good. Anything above that, high five. I'm excited, but that requires a whole lot of effort on your part. So I just thought that I'd bring this up because sometimes, we like to think by just throwing a number out there, this is what we're going to do, but we never really calculated how, why, the means, and the messaging to make sure that everything we do is in sync. We wind up walking away failing. And I can attest to that because I did that at PowCon. I didn't move the units that I wanted to move, and that was my fault. My messaging wasn't clear. Right? So sometimes you have to take a hard look. So if you're not learning from every event to get better and better as you go forward, you're going to be in that hamster wheel, and you're going to be going in circles and burn yourself out, become resentful, and not want to do it anymore. So this is just a tip. Well, I don't know what you guys think about this. I'd love to hear your feedback. How, what's your approach, and what's your how? What's your how? Have you determined your how? And those are the steps that you really need to make sure they are in line from jump. And if you're going to be an event, start promote. If you're going to be an event in August, you should be promoting it now. And figure out how to get the word out and reach the audience that's going to be attending that event. That's the other one, right? Those are all interesting components. But if you want me to go dig deeper onto my how, let me know. I'm willing to share it with you. If you like this topic, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Share it with a friend. Invite others to join in on the conversation. And so you might not know this, but we have a 1K challenge. What is that? I'll tell you. The 1K challenge is if we get to 1,000 subscribers by September 9th this year, everybody will be entered into a raffle, and one lucky winner is going to win a $100 gift card, Visa gift card. So you can use it any way you want. You're not going to be limited. At first I was going to say I'll do it to Mile High Comics, but I was like, you know what? A Visa card, you can go any way you want to, take your girlfriend to dinner, your wife, your kids, whatever it is. A Visa gift card is even better. You'll get a Catch the Craze hoodie, a branded hoodie from Catch the Craze, and you'll get 3 graphic novels by us. Rush 5377, There's Nailing in My Toilet, and Catch the Crazies, the collected edition. So one lucky winner will walk away with those prizes, and you'll get to come on the show and talk about why you support Catch the Craze and why you follow us, and that'll be great and give you some promotion. And if you're an artist or a writer and you're happy to be the winner, that's even better because we'll help promote your stuff. So we also have the countdown to 300. So we're getting close to our 300th episode, and we're going to be celebrating live. Now, there's a caveat. We want to be live, and we want to have 3 raffles. But in order to have 3 raffles, we have to have 30 of you in the chat the night we go live. Get it? 330 and 3. 333. We want to play on 3. So if we can have 30 of you in the chat room, we're going to have 3 raffles, some really mega prizes, amazing stuff, and 3 people will get a chance to win. Some great stuff. And ask the previous winners of our raffles. They got some good stuff from us, so we're raising the bar, but we need you for that. So please subscribe, share, and like. And if you've been a guest on Catch the Craze and you haven't subscribed, what's up? What's up? Where's the love? Show some love. And again, I'll be at PowCon with Jonathan the Psycho Cyphex. So meet it, not PowCon, ZoloCon. We're going to be at ZoloCon in PA, July 17th and 18th. So don't forget to meet us there. And Forbidden is getting ready to launch very soon. The landing page should be up in a week. And so subscribe to the newsletter below. Hit that link and join the email list so that way you'll be the first to know when we launch Forbidden, the 2nd edition, the follow-up to the first, which was successfully launched on Indiegogo. But now we're moving to Kickstarter. With that said, I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. That was the topic of the day. I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for joining. Thank you for showing your support. Have a blessed day. Peace.